Welcome back to Periodized Strength. My name is Stanley, and today we're going to teach you how to row. We've got a rowing machine right over there, and let's get right to it. All right, for all of you who are trying to learn how to row, this is a simple tutorial that can hopefully teach you how to be more effective on the rower. There's a lot of problems that I see when people jump on the rower, generally not necessarily knowing how to move their arms and their legs. Today we're not going to really be talking about how to set up the rower itself. Today we're only focusing on the technique of how to pull the rowing machine and what you need to do with it. So first off, we're going to talk about one thing. There's this dial here. Basically it is the resistance dial, or that's what I like to call it, resistance dial, and make it harder to pull or easier to pull. So there's a number from 1 to 10. It doesn't necessarily matter. I would say just start off at 1 at first and see if that feels good. If you want more resistance, you can add more resistance. All power to you. But like I said, today we're focusing on how to actually pull and use your legs and your arms for the rower and not just one or the other. So today we're going to be using a concept rower. We're going to strap in. When you're strapping in, you want to have the strap probably around midfoot or maybe even slightly above midfoot, not on the toes, somewhere pretty comfortable, so that you can feel locked into place. Make sure you're obviously the same on both sides. Cinch it tight, pull, and you can kind of do a little test run to see if you like the feeling on where your feet are positioned and how it's affecting your feet. Next, when we grab the rower itself, we want to be in a nice tall position as we start. So when we're going, stay nice and tall, and we're going to start rowing. So what I want you to do is I want you to just practice rowing and kind of see how it feels and how you naturally move. And a lot of times when we naturally move, it can be off or it can be wrong on how we're doing the actual rower. First tip is we need to use all of our body. What I mean by that is we need to use our legs and our arms, not just one or the other. So when we're rowing, we want to think about pushing legs first. As we're almost fully extended, that's when we can pull our arms, and you'll have a slight lean back. You want to pull probably, for me, it's probably about my sternum. Don't pull too high here, or don't pull too low into your hips. Pull kind of up here, keep it to your sternum, probably around nipple height for most of the people. Probably around the middle of your chest to nipple height for most people. And then we're going to reverse. So legs, arms, arms, legs, legs, arms, arms, legs, legs, arms, arms, legs, legs, arms, arms, legs. This is the basis of rowing. What that will help you to do is, 1, to produce the most power that you can, and 2, to be the most effective on the rower so that there's no wasted movement. So when we're rowing, we want to pull a lot. When we're coming back, you'll have a lot of force on the way back. And for me, I use the descent or the eccentric portion of the row as my resting point. So I'm here, I'm resting. Really strong pull because there's virtually no resistance when you're coming back here. Strong pull. Here. Remember, legs, arms, arms, legs. Legs, arms, arms, legs. As it gets more comfortable, it'll feel like you can link it up better and more together. A lot of the times, people have problems with it and they'll kind of do this. They'll pull too early and then use your legs. They'll kind of do this. Or they'll try and do it at the same time. I don't even know how to do that. It feels weird. It's not as effective. It doesn't work well. It feels funky. Another problem people do is they're too leaning over and they pull really far back. They're like, rah, rah. And you don't need to do that. There's a lot to be said with good technique, and rowing, for the most part, is not necessarily a sprinting game. And there's obviously sprinting events. You can use it for sprinting. What I'm saying is that rowing is an endurance sport. So I would say think of it more as a marathon run, because people aren't necessarily only doing 100-meter rows. People are doing way more than that. Think of it as an endurance run versus a sprint. There's times and places where you can use this machine to sprint. Think of it as an endurance sport or an endurance activity. It's a good way to practice and get your cardio down, to build your capacity, to learn how to row properly. So remember, we're gonna go over one more time. Legs, arms, arms, legs. Pull hard to the top, bring it to the same exact spot in your chest. Arms, legs, and you're gonna relax on the way back down. Hard, slow, relax, harder, slow, relaxed. Another problem I see is people like to either wind, they kind of like wind like this, too high. To me, this feels weird on my shoulders. That actually felt funny on my elbow. Or they'll do this, they'll kind of sweep up. They'll go like this. And obviously I'm over exaggerating a lot of this, but you don't need to do all that. Make it as simple as possible. It's not that complicated. Take your time, learn the movement, do it correctly, and get results. All right, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, you got something out of it, please like, comment, share, do all those things. If you're looking for another exercise that you haven't seen on this channel, let me know and I'll make that exercise tutorial or tip video, whatever works for you. I'm here for it. Love you guys. We'll see you in the next video. Peace.